Hey Dark Magician fans, how you doing? It's your boy LOZA, and today we're looking at what Dark Magician needs to become meta. How can we fix this iconic deck to make it less of a joke and more of an actual threat? Today we're deep diving into what it would actually take for Dark Magician to be a truly meta-relevant deck. With the recent release of the advent of the Eyes of Blue structure deck, Blue Eyes got a huge boost in power with 8 new cards that were incredibly good, mostly. So why not Dark Magician? Let's talk about how Blue Eyes has been elevated and what Dark Magician needs to finally rise to the occasion. So section 1 will be looking at the Blue Eyes structure deck, the rival's new power in advent of the Eyes of Blue. It introduced game-changing support such as the Blue Eyes Link 1, which is absolutely incredible. We can even use this card in Dark Magician until we get our own one. But there's also new synchro monsters. Not to mention they did get an XYZ, though it's not very good, it's still cool that they got it. And for those of you who haven't seen the combos with the new Maiden card, well, let's just say Blue Eyes will be playing a lot of synchros in their extra deck, guys. Let's move into section 2 and why Dark Magician is lagging behind. Now let's flip the script to Dark Magician, and don't get me wrong, Dark Magician has some decent tools. I wouldn't say Circle Eternal Soul, but you know what, Rod's not too bad, Illusion of Chaos is decent, and Dragoon's a powerhouse. But here's the problem, the deck is too slow in today's format. Setting up Circle Eternal Soul is just not enough, and we can't even do it consistently. Modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Requires speed, disruption, and recovery all on turn 1. Right now, the deck can't do either of those things. Your best strategy is pretty much, can I summon Dragoon turn 1? And even then, you probably use all your resources to do it, or you use Ref, in which if you get edged, you just kind of lose. So Dark Magician struggles to impact the board on their turn 1 plays. Yeah, we can set up Circle and banish a card, wow, that's very easily disrupted, and Eternal Soul being a double-edged sword that destroys our entire field is just a joke in 2024. So with section 1 and 2 out of the way, we come to section 3, and that's what does Dark Magician need? Well, new support. The Dark Magician support concepts a Link 1 and a Synchro. Well, let's start with that Link 1. Imagine a Link 1 DM monster when someone could search a key card like Magician's Rod or even any of the spells or traps. That's right, I'm talking about a Link 1 that has the potential to add any card that lists Dark Magician in its text or name from your deck to your hand. So whether you're missing that Magician Souls piece, or your Illusion of Chaos, or maybe you want to go and grab yourself a Soul Servant copy, you can do that with the Link 1. This would drastically speed up the deck's consistency, similar to that of the Blue Eyes Link 1. Next up, Synchros. Now, Dark Magician has always been said to be the XZ archetype, while Blue Eyes got the Synchros, but we know that is not true, as Blue Eyes has got its XZ. So, a Synchro-based Dark Magician archetype could benefit from things like providing disruption or negation, similar to that of maybe Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon. Maybe the Synchro could negate spells or traps while also protecting or identifying as Dark Magician on the field. I'm not too phased on what the main effects are, as long as the cards we summon identify as Dark Magician, that will really help the deck moving forward. We would also probably need some special claws similar to that of Chaos Angel to let us summon these Dark Magician Synchros without the use of a tuner, so perhaps if you're using Dark Magician, it can identify as the tuner for the sync or something like that. Alright, we spoke about monsters we need, but there's still spells and traps that we need to make the deck better, because as I've mentioned in previous videos, Dark Magician is supposed to be the ultimate spellcaster, a wizard who's supposedly able to tackle the Blue Eyes White Dragon's raw power using a bunch of spells and traps. However, our spells and traps, quite frankly, are terrible. So, we need stronger cards. Circle is not quite cutting it. We need something more reliable, less vulnerable to disruption. So what the deck needs is a power spell that really gets the deck going. A card that makes your opponent go, oh shit, and have to hand trap you. So this would be a card similar to that of Red Eyes Fusion, or Shadow Fusion, or Destiny Fusion. Any of those cards, really. Branded Fusion, another great example. This card would have to be on that level or a little bit below it. It would have to be able to use material from the deck, and let's say this card could maybe Ritual, Fusion, or Synchro, I really don't mind, as long as it lets you use the vanilla Dark Magician cards from the deck. Maybe to balance the cards so it's not used to just Turbo Dragoon in other decks, they could say this card must summon, for example, the Dark Magicians, or maybe this card can only summon Dark Magician the Dragon Knight. They could somehow restrict it so it can't summon Dragoon, I'd be fine with that, as long as it helps us summon the Dark Magician fusions that are sometimes a bit awkward to summon, like Dark Cavalry, or maybe even just the ones that are a bit lackluster, like the Dark Magicians. It could be a real game changer if we got a spell with this gravity, because it would mean our opponent would have to hand trap this card and be waiting to hand trap this card in our combo, meaning we can kind of revolve our deck's plays around resolving this card. I might also add that any new fusions, rituals, synchros, and whatever else we may get, maybe XYZs, need to either identify as Dark Magician on the field and grave, or they need to identify as Palladium monsters. That way we can get bonus draws off Soul Servant. This would be a great way to make older Dark Magician cards stronger. Eternal Soul becomes a lot better, Circle as well. You can keep all these old kind of trashy cards relevant by printing new support that actually interacts with these cards and helps set them perhaps. But going forward, it's obvious they don't want us to search Eye of Timaeus. They've made a monster Timaeus, so I know a lot of people in the comments of the last video of my Link 1, my Palladium Link 1, they suggested if it could just add Eye of Timaeus or set Eye of Timaeus. Guys, I really think they just want us to forget about that card. They don't want us to think about it, which is kind of ironic because, as I mentioned in previous videos and maybe even in this one, we have trouble getting into some of our fusion monsters because they have weird requirements, like Cavalry needing a Warrior, Dark Paladin needing Buster Blader, and the list goes on. To facilitate this, Eye of Timaeus obviously can be any of the material, but as we all know, Eye of Timaeus is not searchable by any card in the game. While I understand, yes, it is searchable by some janky stuff, no one's playing those to search Eye of Timaeus, and if you can search any spell in the game and you search Eye of Timaeus, what are you doing? You could have searched a good card. Anyway, in saying that, we need to kind of get over the searchable Eye of Timaeus bit, guys. I know it sucks. I know everyone wants to play their anime Eye of Timaeus moment, just like Yugi in that season of the show. However, Konami have kind of made it obvious through Monster Timaeus we are not getting a searchable Timaeus, and that's the closest one we're getting, and it's the monster, and the monster is quite frankly terrible. Most lists that try to run this to fuse run it at 1 because it's so terribly bricky and obviously very searchable. Our fusion card or monster or spell should be something we play at 2 or 3. It's really got to be a strong point of the deck, so the fact that Timaeus is so bad no one wants to play it at more than 1 is really depressing. So another option is, you know, the new fusion spell we do get could be a retrain of the Eye of Timaeus card, perhaps. That would be a really good throwback, but also would make all of the Eye of Timaeus, you know, enjoyers who want it to be searchable kind of, well, for a better term, they would just stop talking about it, right? They'd be pretty content with the new stuff, I would hope. But anyway, that's my thoughts on that. So let's jump to the conclusion. What do you think, my fellow duelists? With the right support, I do actually think Dark Magician could rise to meta relevance. It's done it in Duel Links, and I think it could actually do it in Yu-Gi-Oh! Modern Yu-Gi-Oh! No cap. I think if we got a strong Link 1, a strong fusion spell, stronger spells in general, because, you know, we're a freaking spellcaster deck. Make our spells good, please. If we got those synchros that are good and let us just use our regular stuff to make them, we don't have to play a tuner, or if we got a new tuner that was really good, that could also work, or if we got a new XYZ strategy that helped us, or even a new ritual strategy, I would be very happy. I really don't mind where the deck goes, but I think we need a new strategy. Circle Eternal Soul doesn't quite cut it anymore. Konami, get the structure deck, make it good. God damn it, make it good. Now, before you jump ahead of me and say, LOZA, is the structure deck even confirmed? No, it is not. But Blue Eyes getting a structure deck makes me kind of feel and know that Dark Magician should probably be next, and Red Eyes then after that, if Red Eyes gets one at all. Sorry, Red Eyes players. Dark Magician should definitely be getting one though, or at least support in a future set. 2025 is when I'm saying we're going to get Dark Magician with new cracked cards. Let me know if you agree with that, or if you think I'm talking absolute smack. And yeah, let me know down in the comments if you've been enjoying my more ranty monologue kind of videos, because yeah, they're kind of more fun than playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Right now, which is kind of depressing. But you know, it's been 8 months of Snake Eyes, guys. I don't think you want to see me versing them again for another 8 months, so I'll make some content of me dueling eventually. But yeah, anyway, thanks for those who joined the live streams as well. You guys are goated. Today's comment will be from the Paladins of Bond and Unity revealed video, so let's jump over there. This video, of course, was just talking about the new Paladins card, which is disappointing. And, you know, we're just going to be generic this time and just say the top comment is going to get it, because honestly, it's just exactly how we're all feeling. Another day, another new card that isn't DM support. And this comes from Joseph McClelland. I hope I'm saying that right. 860.
I think this is a very relatable feeling because I've made a video in the past about how so many Dark Magician cards are being announced or re-released and they're not Dark Magician anymore. Okay, I found the video, and ironically, I made this like the Future is Dead, the Dark Magician video, because the Mirage Swordsman retrain wasn't, the Mirage Knight retrain wasn't related to DM, it was pure Red Eyes. The Monster Reborn card was pure Dark Magician, and the New Apprentice card was for the Illusion deck and not Dark Magician at all. Ironically, we did get a new Dark Magician in that same month where I'm like, all hope for the deck's dead. It's kind of funny because obviously the new Dark Magician Shining Sark strategy came out, but I still don't think it was very good. It's definitely not a replaceable DM for the DM archetype anyway. Like, I thought this would be the DM that replaces the vanilla. It was really not that at all. It's kind of a whole new deck, unfortunately. Anyway, I just think that really comes back to Joseph's comment here about another day, another new card is in DM support. He's not being dramatic. Like, this is an ongoing theme where we're getting cards that are considered DM support by, like, casuals. They're like, oh, look, DM gets another card. And it's like, no, we don't, guys. We have not got a card in a long time that's been good. But anyway, that's all from me. If you are still watching the video, thank you so much. Please like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And if you're interested in my Digimon TCG channel, here it is on the screen now. It is really close to 1,000 subs. We're at 928, so I'm hoping to hit 1,000 subs by the end of the month. I hope you can help me out with this goal. And yeah, thank you so much for everyone for liking, commenting, watching. Just everything you do for me really helps out the channel and myself, of course. Anyway, thank you and have a great afternoon. Bye.